the borough of Manhattan may elect a George Soros-backed leftist criminals' rights rather than victims' rights district attorney. What's happening in Los Angeles with George Gascon, the West Coast equivalent of that?
He is releasing 70,000 hardened three-strike criminals out onto the streets.
Convicts?
Yes, convicts. These
Inmates?
Inmates, hardened criminals, people, three-strikers. So it's not somebody that's like a slap on the wrist. These are hardened criminals that have committed rape, murder, and heinous crimes, and their families are completely destroyed by these crimes. So I can't imagine what these families must be feeling to know that these criminals are going to be out of jail to harm another human being. And the idea that this person's supposed to protect the people is releasing these criminals out onto the street from, I don't think anybody wants to get raped or have their children molested or have their houses broken into, which he's also changed those laws, where he doesn't seem like it's not a crime if you burglarize somebody's house. It's not a crime if you attack somebody, assault somebody. This is how he's implementing these laws. So we want him out of office here in Los Angeles. Yes.
How can people sign?
It's also going to look like that in New York, most likely. And this is, again, falling into serving and bowing to the mobs versus protecting the people.
Are there petitions people can sign?
Yes, there's petition signing. I mean, if in New York they have to start, they'll start over there. Here we are having petitions that we're getting signatures to recall Gascon.
Can people sign online?
I believe they can.
Is there a website people can find out information about it?
They could look on Recall Gascon, and they'll have a lot of information pop up on that online, so they can actually look into that. There's also people walking around having petitioners have everyone sign the petition, so there's a lot of people doing this in every city and state. I mean, in every city in Los Angeles, so yeah.
You mean because Los Angeles County has the Gascon as their DA?
Yes.
And New York's also in peril.
Excuse me?
New York is also in peril with this candidate backed by AOC.
They're going to have the same they're going to basically be experiencing what we're experiencing here. AOC is an extreme socialist, progressive, so that's what she's about. She was also a plant. She was auditioned into her position, and as is their DAs and so forth. This is part of their police state socialist movement once again. So they're going to be, and from what I understand, New York has a very high crime rate already from
De Blasio
and what's happened throughout this whole 2020, 2021, even as we're heading into 2021. As we're in the middle of it. That's just going to go up with this Attorney General. So they're in for a big one if they vote that person in New York. So.
Do you believe that the Recall Newsom movement will find will prevail, given the way the Democrats have run elections thus far?
I'm hoping that they don't cheat, because I believe that they have cheated, and I really believe they've implemented it here in California, their machines, the Dominion systems, because a lot of counties here in California that are Republican somehow have Democrats. They have taken all the seats, incredibly. So I believe they've been cheating here for a long time, personally. And again, that's not factual, it's just my belief. That they've been doing this a long time, and I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case with Recall Newsom, and I hope that the Conservative Party will join together and select a candidate that best fits, and that we could actually win this one. and Newsom doesn't get reelected back into office. So, yes.